Cheating fraud woman's story. Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived a woman named Sarah. Sarah was beautiful, charming, and ambitious. She was married to a wealthy man named John, who was head over heels in love with her. John would do anything for Sarah, and she knew it. She would often take advantage of John's love for her, but he was too blinded by his love to see her true nature. Sarah was a fraud. She had a talent for manipulating people and making them believe whatever she wanted them to. She was always looking for ways to make quick money, and she found the perfect opportunity in her husband. She would often convince John to give her money for various things, promising to pay him back, but she never did. Instead, she would use the money to buy herself expensive gifts and go on luxurious vacations. John was completely unaware of Sarah's deceitful ways. He was so in love with her that he couldn't imagine her doing anything wrong. Sarah took advantage of this and continued to manipulate and deceive him. She would make up stories about needing money for emergencies, and John would always give it to her without question. One day, John's friend and business partner, David, approached him with a concern. David had noticed that John's finances were not looking good, and he was worried that something was wrong. John brushed it off and told David not to worry about it, but David was not convinced. He did some digging and discovered that Sarah had been taking advantage of John for years. David confronted John with the evidence, and John was shocked. He couldn't believe that the woman he loved so much was capable of such deception. He immediately confronted Sarah, and she tried to deny it at first, but the evidence was too strong. John was devastated. He felt like he had been living a lie for years, and he didn't know who he could trust anymore. Sarah realized that she had been caught, and that her game was up. She tried to make amends with John, but he was not interested. He filed for divorce, and Sarah was left alone with nothing. She had lost the love of her life, her luxurious lifestyle, and her reputation. In the end, Sarah learned a hard lesson. She realized that she could not keep cheating and lying her way through life. She realized that the only way to truly be happy was to be honest and live a life of integrity. She started over, working hard to make amends for her past mistakes and to build a new life for herself. John, on the other hand, found love again, but he was cautious this time. He made sure to choose a partner who was honest and trustworthy, and he never looked back. He was grateful for the lessons he learned from Sarah, and was determined to live a life of honesty and integrity. In the end, Sarah and John both found happiness, but they learned that there is a heavy price to pay for living a life of deception. They learned that honesty is the best policy, and that love cannot survive without trust. They were both changed forever by their experiences, and they lived the rest of their lives with the knowledge that they had to work hard to earn back what was lost.